Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us this morning. My name is Angie Marchant, and I'm one of the benefit leaders here at Palmer & Kay. And we'd like to welcome you to this webinar series. We are partnering with ADP today, and we'll be talking through the challenges of a post-pandemic workforce. Those of you that are new friends of Palmer & Kay, we are a private, family-owned insurance brokerage firm, and we are dedicated to the middle market. Our focus is on all industries and employers of all sizes, and we truly want to be an extension of your team. And our approach with our clients is to be able to leverage their data and partner that with their goals and create risk and benefit strategies. And today, like I said, we've teamed up with ADP to deliver this webinar to you. And I think we'll start out by just stepping back and reminding us of how our work lives have changed. And then more specifically, how the ADP PEO solution called Total Source might work for you. So over the next hour, I'm going to turn it over to Heather and Kim with ADP, and we'll get you started.
Wonderful. Good morning, everyone. This is Heather Cullinan from ADP. I'm very excited about the opportunity to speak with you all today. Today's presentation is entitled Supercharge with Total Source. So as Angie had mentioned, we are going to be talking about the future of work and how Total Source may be a viable option for your organization. So feel free to use the chat feature as well before we begin. If you have any questions, if time allows, we'll take an opportunity to address them at the end of the presentation. So today's agenda, we are going to discuss how work has changed as a result of the pandemic. Specifically, we will focus on the virtual workplace, employee well-being, and the impact of leadership and company culture. We'll discuss the impact to employers and what it means for the future of work. And finally, we will cover how ADP is helping employers to adapt with our PEO offering called ADP Total Source. The future of work is here. We've been talking about the concept for a long time, and thanks to COVID-19, it showed up on our doorstep overnight. In the span of just a few weeks, the world economy traveled a path from cautious observation and health advisories to massive cancellations, business shutdowns, nationwide quarantines, and work from home mandates. The coronavirus pandemic is requiring organizations to focus on restructuring their workplaces, redefining roles, rapid learning, and adjustments to daily operations. What we're all experiencing now is unprecedented. It's forcing us to adapt immediately on a daily basis as new things arise. How organizations respond now will impact their livelihood well into the future. This is a time where organizations should be evaluating their systems, partners, processes, and vendors. You can explore options to standardize processes, minimize risks, and control costs. ADP is in a unique position now more than ever to truly help you prepare for the future of work. So what has changed? As a result of the pandemic, there are three vital elements that have been greatly impacted and altered. The virtual workplace. 88% of organizations now require or encourage their employees to work from home. Employee well-being. More than half, it's actually 57.7% of employees report their emotional state as fearful, anxious, and stressed. From a leadership perspective, less than half of employees agree that their immediate supervisor keeps them informed about what's going on in the organization as it pertains to COVID. This is one area in particular where we actually can exercise some control, and we'll talk about that in a little bit more detail as well. Due to the changes we just discussed, employers have some very large and complex challenges to overcome. As it stands today, by 2030, the demand for remote work will increase by 30% due to Generation Z fully entering the workforce. As a result of the pandemic, the demand to work from home is just going to continue to increase. 59% of US employees currently working from home during this COVID-19 crisis would prefer to keep doing so after the restrictions are lifted. The biggest source of concern and resistance from leaders when considering or allowing their employees to work home is truly focused around productivity. Under normal circumstances, most organizations defer to the frontline manager to decide who and who cannot work from home or work remotely, but only half of managers actually let their employees do so, even when policy allows it. So it's important to really consider this and what the impact will have on your organization moving forward and what you'll instill or implement to support it. So what new rules and policy will be needed around working from home? How will these policies, most importantly, be communicated and implemented and measured? And what technology and training will you leverage to ensure that your employees are maintaining high levels of productivity and engagement? From an employee well-being standpoint, it's important that employers recognize that employees are being faced with an incredible mix of emotions and challenges, both personally as well as professionally. As businesses strategize on how to maintain revenues and prevent infection, they need to remember that there's a very large emotional aspect, whether it's emotional exhaustion or the impact of homeschooling, that has a very large impact on performance as well. So in taking the employee well-being component into consideration, you can do things such as increasing levels of communication on the plans to return to work and the safety measures that you put in place. You can create opportunities for employees to share feedback and concerns. Offering an EAP has risen in popularity tremendously, as well as with the added support for both employees and family members as they navigate the emotions and fears associated with returning to work, returning to school for the first time, all the changes that COVID-19 has placed and impacted both our personal and professional lives. It's important to address additional training and reskilling that may or may not be necessary to help employees adapt in their new environment, especially as roles have changed or been altered as a result of the business changes. This brings us to the leadership component. And the way that your leadership team, both the executive and frontline managers, respond and react during this time will absolutely impact the company culture, employee morale, and overall productivity moving forward. Gallup meta-analytics have found that there's 4 universal needs that followers have of their leaders. And those are trust, compassion, stability, and hope. Leaders must communicate with credibility and optimism. They need to be realistic, but they also need to be positive. With so many people working remotely, they need to set up multiple ways and new ways to keep in touch. We need to adapt. Leaders need to pay attention to their communication style and tactics. They need to be empathetic. They need to be deliberate and as visible as they possibly can. It's a quote from Mark Cuban on the screen, and what he's saying is that how employees are treated now during this time will matter when they return to the new normal. Company culture is not on hold during this crisis or any crisis. In fact, a company's culture or lack thereof is more obvious now than ever. Your leaders must be present for everyone, whether that means a quick morning text, a video chat, a happy hour, a daily message, a virtual roundtable, or just using the tools and technology they have available. They must conduct regular check-ins with their employees to gauge how they're handling their new unique work environment. They should celebrate and share best practices, both individually for the members of their team, as well as communicating the message and mission and vision now and future of the organization. Leadership has a direct correlation and impact on company culture, so it's imperative that you're having open dialogue on its importance. The compliance complications from COVID-19 are increasingly challenging and extremely fluid. So managing the compliance in itself can be a full-time job. So it's vital that you have the right plans to ensure that you have a full understanding of what's required of you by law from a state, local, and federal standpoint, and that you have the plans, systems, and partners in place in order to comply. Partnering with a human capital management vendor such as ADP can help alleviate some of this responsibility. So it's an excellent time to reassess your partnerships and your internal resources to ensure that you are secure and confident as you return to work and continue to comply. Few of the things that we're all aware of on a daily basis, it is taxing and important that we are managing, but the record keeping and reporting of the PPP loans and the forgiveness calculations, the tax credits, and managing unemployment insurance can have a massive financial impact to the organization. So it's important that the time is spent there to fully understand what is available to you and that you're maximizing the opportunity. Things such as personal protective equipment, masks, partitions, lunchroom rules, removing the communal coffee pot, changing from biometric hand scanners to things such as mobile punching or badges. All of these things are necessary to be put into place and properly communicated for your employees, management, and staff. Screening and temperature taking is now being required, and those requirements do vary per state. So it's important that you pay attention to where your employees are entering physical premises and that you're abiding by the local legislation, as well as the record keeping associated. Training and communication for employees, managers, and staff to ensure that all the proper policy and protocol is being followed and that they know that employees and visitor safety is one of your highest priorities. So what we're hearing as we speak with our clients and support them through this time is that the need for guidance and support really boils down to three key areas. The first is how to leverage technology to accomplish all of the goals that they're setting out to and adapt to this very fluid situation, as well as secure productivity and revenues as we return to full capacity and return to work. How to lead, both from the executive level, middle management, and frontline supervisors throughout all of this change and uncertainty. And third, how to manage the risk of the unknown. So I'm going to hand it over to my partner, Kim Cram, for the second part of the presentation as we dive into one of ADP's solutions, ADP Total Source. Kim?
Are you able to hear me?
Yes, there
Hello?
you are.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. So sorry.
That's okay.
Okay. No problem. Thank you, everybody. It's nice to meet you. In an effort to maintain revenue streams, stabilize costs, as well as manage their workforce, businesses are looking to partner with well-established companies who can provide stability in these times of uncertainty. ADP has been in business for over 70 years and has been the industry expert in all things around human capital management. One of our solutions that supports businesses is Total Source, which is our PEO. Total Source is a professional employer organization, which is an outsourced, comprehensive human capital management offering for small and mid-sized businesses. PEO is a unique offering in the marketplace which leverages a co-employment relationship where ADP assumes certain administrative employment responsibilities. The clients, as employers, continue to have direct control over the day-to-day activities of their businesses, while the PEO becomes an additional employer of record for purposes of human resources administration. So you can see in the traditional employer management model, you have the employer managing multiple vendor relationships and using disparate systems. So everything is in its own secure place with somebody specifically responsible for it, and the systems aren't necessarily speaking with each other. The employer that's managing the multiple vendor relationships has time and labor that is very intensive for them. It diverts resources from core activities that might be more revenue generating. And it also creates extreme exposure to liability, whether that be from a profit standpoint or just from a risk administration standpoint around their employees. When you come onto the PEO model, you can see your business on the left and then the PEO on the right. And the PEO is basically going to be administering everything on the back end that encompasses your employees. So whether it be payroll, state unemployment insurance management, which as we continue to proceed with COVID, you can see you're going to see an increase in risk at that level. When you work with the PEO model, we're going to be able to bucket you and help stabilize your costs in this area. You're going to have an extension of your human resource team with somebody who can help to maintain compliance as well as be a resource for you. Benefits administration will be handled with the PEO model, and the systems will all speak to each other to help streamline your processes. We handle any ACA. You can incorporate your 401k. And then we also handle the workers' comp insurance. And what we're doing is we're providing you with the technology platform as well as the people support to really help increase efficiencies and increase revenue and employee engagement for that business. We're going to help manage your risk as an expert in employment. And we're going to provide you with Fortune 500 caliber benefits. And again, that expertise and technology that you need to really thrive as a business. So why partner with a PEO? By partnering with a PEO, companies are able to, number one, provide employees with access to high quality, comprehensive benefits. So they'll be able to give their employees medical, dental, vision, a whole host of additional insurance lines that their employees may want. We're going to help minimize your risk by staying on top of regulations, and that's whether it's from an HR compliance standpoint or whether it's going to be from a risk and safety standpoint. Minimize administrative tasks for HR. We handle COBRA administration, disability claims, unemployment claims, so that again, the HR person or office manager in the business can really focus on revenue and culture. And then we give you HR support without increasing additional headcount. Businesses choose to go with a PEO because they see 2 times higher revenue growth, increased employee satisfaction, and 98% of PEO clients would recommend a PEO. The groups that stay on Total Source have an average lifespan with us between 5 to 7 years. The Total Source solution is really comprehensive. We're going to be assisting you with everything from hire to retire. So we start with talent acquisition, and we'll be supporting you with job postings, applicant tracking. We can help to create job descriptions to streamline your hiring process and have additional services around recruitment and background screening. In terms of benefit tools and administration, you have our benefits that you'll be able to offer. We also provide an employee assistance program, employee discount program, which can include savings from cell phones all the way up to travel, all the way to just regular food shopping and entertainment, as well as retirement savings plans. From your employee standpoint, we can help with your handbook and policies and provide you with up-to-date minute policy regulations that are always constantly changing. Your employees will have access to a portal with their mobile phone where they can access their benefits, access their pay stubs, all things that they might need to be able to see as an employee. We're going to provide you with business insights, which can really create proactive HR guidance around strategies, whether that be compensation, hiring, or risk. A national footprint, so we'll be able to provide you with analytics of your business from a local as well as a national standpoint. Workforce planning, we'll really work with you from the back end to understand what your goals are as an organization and how we can help drive that through your workforce, and just provide you with insights and analytics around turnover, compensation, risk, state unemployment insurance, benefit contributions, really anything around your employees. In terms of talent management, we can provide you with skill set and behavioral assessments. And really, one of the biggest things and requests that we're seeing right now is employee development tools. We have an entire Total Source University, which we can provide you with that. We provide you with employee feedback tools through performance management. One of the biggest things that we're focused on right now with our clients is risk mitigation and compliance. And that's from, mostly an OSHA standpoint in terms of how we can help keep your employees safe in the workplace, as well as manage any claims that may arise and circumstances and procedures following that. We do that through our workers' compensation insurance and our safety expert. We provide HR audits, unemployment claims administration, and any ACA compliance guidance. And then from a payroll and HR standpoint, we'll help you with your payroll administration and really help the business to be able to add headcount in any state at any time, time and labor management, and then an overall human resource management system. And really, one of the biggest things is by attracting the best talent, you can really increase employee engagement. And by offering them all of these things, you're going to help to retain them for the long run. With ADP Total Source, you're going to get a dedicated service team. So you're not going to be calling into 1-800 numbers. So you'll have an HR business partner, which is typically someone who is SHRM certified, and they're your strategic guide that knows the ins and outs of human resources, your goals, and your challenges. Anytime anything might arise around your employee, you can reach out to this person and get expert advice in terms of how you can handle it to reduce your risk of any exposure around employee lawsuits or compliance regulations. They'll help review data with you to build a strategy that prioritizes key areas of opportunity, as well as closes the gap on any profit leaks that you might have. And they're your go-to partner for strategy and guidance around any HR, talent management, HR compliance, and benefits questions. You'll have a dedicated payroll representative that will get to know your payroll and just be a second set of eyes to help prevent any issues from arising, but also help you with any questions that you might have. And again, whether that be around taxes and adding employees in different states or processing bonuses, they're going to be your go-to resource. All of your employees will have access to a team from MyLife Advisors, which is going to be a dedicated line or email that your employees can reach out to anytime to ask questions around anything. It's confidential, and they'll also be able to receive guidance in terms of whether they're trying to plan for benefits, whether they have a question around payroll and taxes, or anything of that nature. You'll have a dedicated benefit team that's going to work behind the scenes to manage your employee benefit enrollments throughout the year. That'll work with you on renewals, taking a look at various plans, helping do employee engagement surveys around your benefit solutions to see if there need to be any changes made to it, and really help support your employees that might need additional guidance. And that might be because they have a claim that they're questioning, or because they're traveling and they're unsure of where they should go to the doctor. They'll have the resources in place to really help them, which is going to put them at ease. Your risk and safety consultant will help establish an effective OSHA compliant safety program. So they'll visit your workplace, and that's really at your discretion. They can come, every other month. They can come on quarterly, or you can just speak to them virtually over the phone. They'll provide you with risk and safety training should your company need it for your employees. And they'll provide it not just at an employee standpoint, but also at a managerial level, so that you can really make sure that you're maximizing the effectiveness of your safety program. We're also going to provide you with EPLI, which is Employment Practices Liability Insurance, as well as legal defense benefit. ADP Total Source is one of the only PEOs that does this, and the reason that we do this is to really show you that we have skin in the game and that we are a true partner, because when you're at risk, we're at risk. So we're going to help manage the financial risk resulting from any discrimination, wrongful discharge, harassment, or any other workplace claims that might arise from your employees, which, as we know, it's been an ever-changing environment. And now more than ever, businesses are at risk for an employee lawsuit, whether that be around COVID, discrimination, or any type of issue that employees may feel that they face at the workplace. Our coverage is with Zurich American Insurance Company. It's up to $1 million annual aggregate coverage per insured event. And these events might be, again, sexual harassment, discrimination, wrongful termination, hostile work environment. And a portion of your legal fees will be paid under the legal defense benefit, which is $75,000 for attorney's fees, and it's $100,000 in California. So what's going to happen is if an employee goes and they sue you, they're also suing ADP. You would forward that information along to us, the letter, and then our lawyers are going to go to bat with that lawsuit and handle the administration for you on that. And just some interesting information, 275 days is the average duration of an employee lawsuit. You can imagine how that can drain a business in terms of time and resources. And $125,000 is the average cost and defense for a claim. And one of the things that we're seeing right now, which I'm sure you're seeing as well, is there are actually businesses or law firms specifically that are focused on helping employees with lawsuits around COVID in the workplace. So again, just the exposure is extremely high for businesses. One of the ways that we help to protect you in this area is being proactive. So we can help really, again, identify what exposures you might have that could put you at risk. And then you can be consulting with us as issues arise so that we can help ensure that they're being handled properly and really reduce your overall exposure, as well as trainings that could help impact the workplace. So those might be sensitivity and diversity trainings. Those might be sexual harassment and general harassment trainings. But we will provide all that for you so that we can be ahead of the potential suits that could occur. One of the areas that we really thrive in is our employee development programs, our Total Source University. So you're going to gain access to industry-leading training and development suite of courses on a broad range of topics, from employee engagement to risk and safety. Our learning solutions are dedicated to providing you with content that will help you realize your goals and objectives from an entry-level employee all the way up to a decision maker. Employee development leads to 67% of higher engagement, 61% of greater efficiencies, and 30% lower turnover. Our trainings they take place in a variety of different ways. We can do, as obviously right now we're having to do mostly virtual training, so we'll have a suite that your employees will have access to. Typically in the standard times, we can do on-site classroom training, which we do. We also provide leadership training, and that might be something that we do on-site at your location, or that might be inviting some of your managers and leaders to seminars that ADP is hosting. We have a risk management and safety training program that really can encompass any areas of exposure. And some of the things that we commonly see are, legal and compliance issues, general topics, which might be, and I'm highlighting some of the most important ones, conflict management, basic skills for employees. We see a lot of managers that need support in how to handle hiring, how to handle performance reviews, how to handle an issue that arises from an employee, and really effectively conducting a mediation with the employee and anyone else that might need. So these are just some of the most common trainings that we see, but over the last year or so, we have seen an increase in management topics just because that's such a high risk area for businesses, and that's really, where they want to start their culture from the top down. Some of the other trainings that I see that are most common are obviously harassment, workplace violence, and sensitivity and diversity training. So work is changing, and how can ADP Total Source really help you? So number one, the most important thing right now is really employee wellness. If your employees feel supported and engaged, they're going to continue to work hard for you, whether they're remote or on-site, and be productive, which is really going to help with your revenue stream. We do this by providing them with Employee Portal, our mobile app, a total compensation statement, which allows you to show all the contributions that you're making towards your employees from a financial standpoint, so they can really understand the investment that you're making into them. Training and development programs, our EAP program, so that's the Employee Assistance Program, which can provide your employees with resources anytime they're faced with a life challenge. That life challenge might be a health issue, it might be a divorce, it might be buying a home, or putting a parent in a senior center. So we'll help with any of those items, and the My Life Advisor team. We're also going to help you get back to business in terms of your infrastructure so that you can really refocus and recover and focus on revenue generating activities. So we'll provide you with scalable infrastructure that can help you at any stage that you're in. And this really lets you focus on revenue and protect your bottom line. And it's a unique opportunity to control costs and maintain focus on whatever goal you might have based on your state right now. We're going to support you in terms of the pressures that you're feeling on your business from a resource and compliance standpoint. So we're going to help you with reporting and support you as you apply for PPP and other programs. We're going to supply you with award-winning technology for you and your employees, which we do have different interfaces for each. Compliance standpoint for today and tomorrow, I think one of the biggest frustrations that businesses are dealing with right now is the fact that on a weekly, daily, monthly basis, rules and regulations are changing, whether that's from a safety standpoint, whether that's from a financial standpoint for employees, whether that's from a loan standpoint. And we're going to help you face those challenges and make sure that you're up to date and that the liability isn't on you to continually be updating yourself. So we'll be proactively reaching out to you as we receive these changes and helping explain them to you. And all of this is really helping you to have that ROI on your workforce. So really making sure that you're realizing the investment that you're making in your employees. We're going to provide you with data and expertise so that you don't, again, have to do this alone. You'll have the ADP Data Cloud, which is going to provide you with data around your employees, as well as around your industry and the specific workers' comp codes that you're seeing. We use this to help benchmark you, to provide you with insights locally as well as nationally into your workforce, whether that be from a turnover standpoint, whether that be from a compensation standpoint, a state unemployment, workers' comp. We really benchmark you in every area that encompasses your employees. We'll help provide you with a compensation and benefit strategy around your employees that, again, is going to help keep your employees engaged and minimize your risk of exposure towards any potential lawsuits. And you'll have a whole ADP team that's really going to help support you here. I thought it was important just to highlight for you how ADP Total Source has been helping clients through the pandemic in the different areas. A lot of our clients have reached out thanking us for the guidance that we've been able to provide them with. And I think this goes to show even more why we're going to continue to see a lot of HR outsourcing, because businesses are just too overwhelmed in this area, and it's compromising their ability, again, to focus on revenue generating activities and how to get back on their feet. So from an HR business standpoint, we helped our clients with employer culture and policy realignment. So we continue to have start, stop, and continues for specific actions in managing your employees and workplace due to pandemic. So that's really just assessing where are we, what do we need to start to do, what do we need to stop doing, and what do we need to continue to do to really help drive engagement and productivity with our employees. From a benefits strategy standpoint, we're helping clients rework their benefit strategy based on budgets and affordability, discussing and adding benefit plans that best suit employee demographics and budget. We've been offering a special enrollment window starting as early as May 1st for any uncovered family members that might need to be added to the plan, and coaching clients how to stay ACA compliant through reports in our Center of Excellence. Any benefits and unemployment questions are being answered by the My Life Advisor team for your employees. So instead of your employees constantly calling you, they have a direct line of someone that they can reach out to, whether it be on the short-term leave or the unemployment application process or any benefit questions that they might just have. Our data-driven HR benchmark is helping our HR business partners to look at data in real time with our clients to decide on workforce reduction strategies. Where does it make sense to reduce headcount? Where might we need to add a headcount? What's the strategy in terms of when we bring people back, and what can the business sustain? From a COVID-19 standpoint, we're providing workplace safety guidance and workers' comp support. There are a lot of businesses that have received claims that employees have felt as though they've gotten COVID-19 from the workplace. We have a risk and safety expert that will come and really conduct a full, thorough investigation to help see if that claim is true, which is going to affect your workers' comp premium as well as the other employees in the workplace. So we'll provide employer and employee trainings, policy updates, access to a health crisis preparedness worksheet, nurse line, and overall communication assistance. Co-employment guidance and support. So we help our clients make smart decisions for their business and their workforce, plus access to Lidler for latest laws and regulations by state. One of the most complex things the company can face right now is having employees in various states. We can help ensure that your business is having a compliance standpoint from every employee in every state and really help drive the effectiveness of that. Some of the additional things that we're doing to protect business is providing communications that you can share with your employees, whether that be tips from working from home, being really transparent with what the COVID-19 and OSHA standards are so that your employees are comfortable, your managers are comfortable, and you're comfortable. We've created infectious disease preparedness and response plans for businesses so that should something occur, they know exactly what to do. They have a plan in place that they can immediately jump into action and not have any delays or risks. And then we've also increased the amount of safety training courses, and those are listed there at the bottom in terms of what we've been able to do. And we do this by industry. So this isn't just a blanket group of communications, but we're really looking at what industry are you in, what exposure do you have, what are your risks, and how do we need to help prevent anything from occurring, and how do we manage it once it does occur. ADP has a huge ecosystem, which is called our ADP Marketplace for Systems Integration. So now, more than ever, and I'm sure most of you have seen this, we see the need for constant change in the applications that we're using around our employees, whether that be so that we can pay them immediately, whether that be because we need to have electronic signatures as opposed to having paper processes. We have an app that can integrate with our software that can help support your business. So you can see a lot of the different groups that we work with on here, and they have already been approved by ADP. Our APIs have been built out so that they can interconnect with the system that you have today and be able to speak to it. So it's very easy to add them on. And your HR business partner, when you're working with them, if you mention something that you're seeing a specific issue with, can really help provide insight as to who might be the best partner for you to take a look at, and also provide you with multiple partners to evaluate to make sure that you're feeling the most comfortable with them. And then finally, I just wanted to share with you some of the things that our clients have been saying to us. ADP Total Source does have a website dedicated to the referrals that we've been receiving, and we're happy to provide you with more. But one of them is about our accurate and timely legislative information and guidance. Audra, I just wanted to thank you and the ADP team for all of the great information you've been sending surrounding the COVID-19. It has been an incredible resource and has given us invaluable guidance and insights as we navigate into uncharted territory. We value our relationship with you and appreciate all you're doing to keep us up to date and informed on the latest developments. And then our virtual onboarding success. My onboarding was completely virtual due to COVID-19 and was successful due to daily conversations with the internal operations staff and HR and IT. The ADP technology also helped my onboarding to be seamless. I love seeing people's faces on video. So there's a lot we've been able to do for our clients. And I think that, again, right now is a time when our clients really need our support, and we've been able to help provide them with it. So with that, we wanted to, thank you for the opportunity to be able to educate you further on ADP Total Source. And Bill, do we have any, or Angie, do we have any questions that have come up?
Hi, it's Angie with Palmer & Kay. And you know what? We did not have any questions to come up. I know you covered a lot of ground. So if you do have questions after our presentation, please reach out to Bill with Palmer and Kay or myself, or we can put you in direct contact with either Heather or Kim.
Thank you.
Heather and Kim, do you want to close it out, or are we good?
No, thank everyone for the opportunity to present this information. We truly appreciate it. We'd love to speak with you further and discuss the different resources that ADP has to offer. And we offer complimentary evaluations just to really benchmark you and show you what you're doing today versus what it could look like if you chose to partner with us. Again, it's complimentary, and what we're seeing is that a lot of businesses are just open to learning about the different strategies that may be helpful for them. So if you have any questions or need any additional information, please feel free to reach out to us.
Thank you, everyone. I appreciate you attending.
Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful day.
Bye-bye.